These four foods should be the backbone of any long-term food storage, and they will help you endure any crisis that comes. The MI5, the UK's security service, says society is just 4 meals away from anarchy. Vladimir Lenin said society is just 3 meals away from chaos. 3, 4, or even 5 meals, it doesn't really matter. You want to save this video because the world looks increasingly unsafe and you don't want to be reliant on a fragile food delivery system that can be disrupted at any time. First on the list is going to be white rice stored in Mylar bags sealed with oxygen absorbers. They will last for decades when stored this way. Societies have survived on rice for centuries. It's a staple. And you want to make sure that you do store white rice and not brown rice, because brown rice contains the bran and the germ, which reduces its shelf life. Second on the list is going to be dried beans, again stocked in Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers, and they will last decades. These are both very inexpensive, very nutritious foods. Bonus, when you eat rice with beans, you get a complete protein, which is typically only found in animal products. I'd recommend buying both in bulk at stores like Costco or Sam's Club. If you're looking for Mylar bags and oxygen absorbers, go to the link in my bio and then click on the food storage tab. And when you stock these properly, seal them up, they will look something like this. All of the air has been removed and they're good to go. Third on the list is going to be salt. Salt is going to add some seasoning to your dishes, which is going to be particularly important when you're eating bowl after bowl after bowl of rice and beans post-collapse. Salt also has plenty of health benefits. It may sound counterintuitive, but salt can actually help keep your body hydrated. Water follows salt through the body, so salt is going to help reduce muscle cramps, for example. And it also supports the nervous system. Salt can, of course, also be used for preserving meats. If you kill a deer or a bear or a coyote post-collapse, you can use salt to preserve the meat. The same goes for fish. This was very important in colonial America. In fact, 40 pounds of salt per person was used for food preservation. There are different types of salt, but if you're only going to store one, I would recommend pink Himalayan salt. It lacks the iodine in table salt, but it makes up for it in other areas. And it's also more flavorful, so you'll need less of it for seasoning purposes. Bonus, salt has an indefinite shelf life. Fourth on the list is going to be a variety of different freeze-dried foods. I wouldn't recommend starting with the Mountain House style individual meal packets. Those have their place, but for bulk long-term food storage, you want to stock more like meat and sides. Have you ever heard of palate fatigue? It happens when you eat the same foods over and over again. And when you're eating rice and beans over and over again post-collapse, you're gonna suffer from palate fatigue. And you may be fine in a crisis doing that, but it's particularly troublesome when you're trying to encourage kids to eat. Freeze-dried meats and sides are the perfect way to spice up those rice and bean dishes. A rice and bean dish with veggies added in makes a very different meal. A rice and bean dish with meats added in makes a very different meal. In fact, there are even prepper cookbooks that cover how to spice up your rice and bean dishes. And while rice and beans together are nutritional powerhouse foods, they don't provide everything that your body needs, so mixing in other things to those dishes is going to be important for your body. Freeze-dried foods also last decades, so you can see the theme here. You stock these foods and you can set them aside as a type of personal health insurance, and it will provide peace of mind in troubling times. And of course, don't forget to stock plenty of water. All of those foods, beans, rice, freeze-dried foods, they require water for cooking, and your body requires water. So stock plenty of water and have the means to purify additional water post-collapse.